they keep their smartphones on, and as the cars go over the road map, for example, it's able to measure the topography, the area that is recorded into an application which goes back to the departments and agencies that are in the area. And there are also examples of geospatial technology using Foursquare, for example, to inform ministries on and to ensure that they in turn remind citizens on, let's say, they have to renew driver's license or things like that. So you'll be walking along the street near a ministry, and then a particular technology, there'll be an app that will remind you that, oh, you have this driver's license too, and the expiration date is X date. So please remember to go and pick it up. That kind of thing. The article that I came across coincidentally a few days ago was talking about the critical use of location-based services and how they are a fantastic channel between citizens and government. And they go on to say that several improvements to government services are possible, adding responsiveness and increased engagement at little or no cost. So just simply breaking it down, all this geospatial technology, I think you already get an idea, I hope, of what geospatial is. I mean, I think using the idea of Foursquare might probably give you an idea of how it can be used. I know it's a long shot, and it's going forward. It'll take us some time, given all the kind of things that we have to do. But thankfully, when we came back from Addis, we had to organize a forum because at that Train of Trainers meeting, we set up what we call African Media Forum for Geo-information Systems, AMFGIS. And those of us who were there were made a part of the steering committee, the interim steering committee, so on how to direct it for the next year or so. Now, the idea of the African Media Forum for Geo-information Systems is to ensure that, you know, journalists, media researchers, science communicators, research institutes, universities, and whatever else are able to join to make meaningful impact, to be able to use geospatial technology to have an impact on society. A day after that, we were invited, we had free access to Africa Geospatial Forum that took place at Melvin Pick Ambassador Hotel. And interestingly, we had Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and we had Ghana Water, who have GIS offices there, and we were like, wow. So these, I mean, Ghana is an amazing place. All these are them, but they said that they haven't come out to the public to tell them that this is what they're doing. What they're basically doing is, first project is that they're doing street mapping of Accra, and they're using geospatial technology to do that. So apart from using software like Google Maps, they're also getting funding from the World Bank to be able to have a layout of exactly which parts of Accra, you know, where are the narrow bits, where are the drains, where are, you know, all the essential, where are the fire hydrants, that kind of thing, to be able to adequately do street mapping. And the UN Economic Commission for Africa has given money to the Ghana government to be able to do that, in the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. They related an incident where they were able to get HFC Bank to provide funding to resettle people, because what happened was that they looked at the area, I believe it was around Kaneshi or so, and they realized that within that particular area, when they did the geospatial mapping, they realized that there are about 10,000 people who were living in that area, and that was very unusual. And how were they fetching water, that kind of thing? They said this can't be possible. So they got HFC Bank to give them money to be able to set up water boreholes in, let's say, every 100 meters within a particular vicinity, so that, you know, it will reduce the population density within the area. So these are the kind of things that are happening with geospatial, which we are hoping that we are hoping that Accra Metropolitan Assembly and our scientists in Accra and whatnot will join this forum to be able to also help us all, you know, make it more meaningful. But I think one last example is, I don't know if some of you recall the serial killings that took place in 2000, okay, where women were being murdered, and it was attributed to political whatever. But what happened was Sambus, which is a geospatial service provider of the private sector working here in Ghana, they went to the Ghana police and they said, look, we want to offer you our services, okay? We want you to try and catch this guy. Okay, it killed, I believe, around 10 people or so. So what they used geospatial technology to do a mapping of the areas where the bodies of the women have been killed. And they realized they were able to narrow it down to, it was Dansoman, Kaneshi vicinity, Mataheko, that area. And they realized that the bodies were all they're narrowed down, so they were able to even predict where the next victim might come from. And that is also a practical example. Eventually they caught the guy. He was living within the vicinity. And I mean, these are the kind of things for crime prevention, for services, for ensuring that governments do the right thing, for putting pressure on. So there are so many uses. I know I've already forwarded the information. This is one sheet. This is the color sheet of what we did of what the forum is about. We have, thankfully, the backing of the Economic Commission for Africa, who are very interested. The director of the Information, Communication, Telecommunications Division, thankfully, is Ghanaian, Dr. E.K Bensah, and she's very interested in pushing, making sure that everyone from all walks of life, including bloggers, are able to push forward the idea of geospatial technology and its benefits for development in particular. So I think I've sent some information, but for those who are interested, please let me know. I'll send you more information about it. You can join it, it's for free. We haven't yet built a critical mass. We are not on Facebook and all those things because we want to make sure that we have adequate numbers to be able to say that here, click Facebook, that kind of thing. So we are slowly building it. There are possibilities that will come out of it. Lots of possibilities for engagement and for interacting with policymakers. And having the UN backing us is very encouraging as well. So that's basically my brief presentation. If anyone is interested, they should just let me know and we can take it from there.